Hey, what's up, everybody? People are talking about Paddy Pimblett, talking about Ariel Helwani, saying basically, hey Ariel, how come you're using fighters to make money? You're getting views and getting paid from YouTube. And Luke Thomas comes out, especially like Ariel said, we don't get paid for the YouTube views. We have a contract. We work for a company, a business that pays us. It just so happens that they put the videos on YouTube for people to watch them. And Paddy is saying, well, no, that's not true. Fighters go on your show should be paid. No, it's like Mighty Mouse said in his video. He said people shouldn't get paid for it. It's the fact that we're going on your show that has 150,000 views every video. We're getting our name out there. We're getting recognized. We're getting publicity. We're getting notoriety. Why do people go on Joe Rogan? Because Joe Rogan brings a lot of eyeballs. You're going to have, let's say, almost 1 million people find out who you are who might not know who you are in the beginning. You got people going on Brendan Schaub's food diaries. Why? Because he brings in 80, 90,000 views. People go on those shows because they know if they go on Fighter and the Kid, they go on Joe Rogan, they go on any of these big podcasts, that people are going to be able to see them and they're going to be able to market themselves and talk about their brand. But the people that, like Paddy's saying, it's messed up, Ariel. You're sitting here using fighters. Well, I'll put it this way. Ariel is very passionate about his craft. He's one of the dudes who maybe he's never laced up the gloves. Maybe he's never got in the cage. Maybe he's never even trained in his life. But there's a lot of people like myself who love mixed martial arts, who would never do it on a regular basis, who would never probably ever lace the gloves up, but we love it. It's a passion. We enjoy it. And he loves talking about it, talking to fighters and talking to fans and talking to people who are into the same he's into. So I think the reason Paddy the Batty did what he did is because Dana White was on his podcast and he was basically doing the old kiss ass. I'll talk about somebody that Dana White doesn't like, my boss, and I'll get away with it because talking is what I do, and talking shit about somebody that I don't like and my boss doesn't like will get me on his good foot where I'll get more better fights, more better pay, so on and so forth. But again, everybody's sticking up for Ariel. Luke Thomas is sticking up for him. You had Sean O'Malley sticking up for him. You had Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson stick up for him, and they're all saying, where's Paddy coming from? I've never got paid for an interview. Maybe if it's going out to a club or something like that, maybe. But again, I don't get paid. I don't get paid for going on Ariel Helwani or Joe Rogan or any of these podcasts. I go on there, I get interviewed, and it is what it is. Joe Rogan will make money off it. Cool. That's what he's there for. It's not like you're going on, 98, 97 Hot or 10, whatever the channel is for, those channel, Hot 97 or something like that, and you're going on there to talk. They're not paying you. They're just getting you out there because they want snippets, they want views, and they want to make money off it. But again, you think Israel Adesanya is making money off of Ariel Helwani's podcast? No. Ariel has never paid anybody. He just goes on there because that's his job. People go on ESPN because that's what they do. Football players go on there and get interviewed. Hey, how was the game last week? They're not going, you're paying me, right? No. And I think Paddy's an idiot because Ariel even said he has an audio clip of him asking, "Hey Ariel, when I come to New York, we should link up so we can do some videos together, right? Because it would be good for both brands." And then the manager pops up and goes, "Hey Ariel, my guy's not coming on your show unless you pay him." And he wants like $50,000 or $10,000. Ariel's not going to pay you $10,000 to get you on the show. You're not that big of a star to get him on the show. He's had Conor McGregor on the show. He's had Israel Adesanya on the show. He's had John Jones on the show. Much bigger stars than Paddy the Baddy. But again, Paddy's a badass fighter. Some people said he lost his last fight. Some people said he squeaked out a win. But again, do I think Ariel's using fighters? Absolutely not. It'd be the same thing if I was as successful as him and people were coming on my podcast and I was interviewing them, or like my other YouTube channel, Rock and Metal News, where I would interview rock stars. I'm not using Corey Taylor or Metallica to get notoriety. It's just what I'm passionate about, talking about music, talking about hot topics, talking about mixed martial arts. So if I'm talking about Paddy the Baddy getting knocked out, that's not me saying I need to get 100,000 views if I talk about it. I'm talking about it because it's something I'm passionate about. But again, at the end of the day, I think Paddy was only saying that he was saying because he was kissing ass, and that's what he was doing. And then he comes out and goes, "Well, why were you making a hour-long video responding about it? Because you were hurt." No, like he said, don't talk shit unless you could back it up. And that's exactly what Ariel Helwani did. He was saying what he said, and that's exactly what Luke Thomas said. Yes, Luke Thomas was right that if Ariel got in a fist fight with any MMA fighter, he'd get brutally knocked out because Ariel Helwani doesn't train. But in a verbal conversation, you're gonna get murdered because that dude is a journalist. He went to school for it. He's not some internet clown who just says they like mixed martial arts. And again, he went to college for it. Just because he's good at his job, that's why Dana White doesn't like him, because he did his job and did it correctly, and Dana White never liked that. So I definitely believe that's why Paddy did what he did and said what he said, because it's like, why would you even talk about somebody with no proof? Oh, you're just using fighters to get clicks. Well, duh. Even CNN will talk about Tom Brady. Why? Because it's gonna get them views. That's the way people get views, stupid. It's the same thing with the UFC. Why do they put Paddy on a pay-per-view? Because they know it's gonna bring views. They could actually have events in Mississippi in the middle of nowhere with no cameras around. Yeah, you will have whatever shows up to the arena, 40,000 people, 20,000 people, 10,000 people. But it's not going to bring in a lot of money. And can Paddy the Baddy beat the top dudes in the division, like Makachev or somebody like that, those Russian assassins? Absolutely not. I don't believe he's going to be able to beat anybody that comes out of Khabib's camp. Nobody's going to beat him. Nobody's going to beat him. Paddy, he's going to see the same fate happen like Conor McGregor, get taken down and get whooped. But again, Ariel is in the right here. Ariel didn't say all Ariel was responding to Paddy saying, "Hey, stop talking shit. I don't pay people, and no one ever gets paid. I don't make YouTube view money. All that goes to the company that I work for, which is, I think, Vox Media or Fox Media or something like that. And at the end of the day, he's under contract, stupid." But Paddy, because he's technically a YouTuber now that uploads YouTube content, he gets views off of it. He makes the ad revenue. But because somebody like Ariel gets maybe 100,000 views, but doesn't make the revenue because he gets a contract. But at the end of the day, it's good to see everybody's sticking up for Ariel Helwani. I think Ariel did what he was supposed to do. Stand his ground, say don't talk shit unless you could back it up, and basically that's the truth. There's nothing that Paddy is saying that is truthful. He's just rambling off the same garbage. Ariel's using fighters. Ariel, of course, he's interviewing fighters and he's passionate about it. He's been interviewing fighters before Paddy the Baddy was even a thing. He interviewed people in Elite XC in like 2008. He's been interviewing Nick Diaz. He used to be at the events interviewing people in the locker rooms, talking to these people. He used to be the guy that everybody would talk to in Strike Force, Bellator, Elite XC, WEC, all these events. But yes, he has his own MMA Hour show that is successful. I don't particularly listen to it because I don't want to watch a show that's like 4 or 5 hours based upon just interviewing people, right? I like podcasting where you're shooting the shit, and I would love to see Ariel Helwani on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think that would be dope, right? But again, it is what it is. So who's right and who's wrong? I think Ariel Helwani is in the right. I think Paddy is in the wrong. But hey, it is what it is. So as always, it's your boy back with another rant, baby.